I'm Caitlin. I am the branch team lead at Harrison, and I am going to be your teen librarian this year. I'm going to work with your schools to teach you how to do things. I'm going to tell you about books, and I hope that you come visit me at the library. Today, I'm going to walk you through our uh, application Hoopla to show you how to use it because there are a few things that it's really useful for. I'm going to walk you through how to use Novelist to find new books, and I am going to recommend a few books for you. All right, let's get started. All right, so from our webpage, cincinnatilibrary.org, just like I told you with Overdrive down here on the side, stream and download. Remember, Libby is the app, Overdrive is kind of the company. There is still an Overdrive app itself right now, but it's getting phased out. So Libby and Overdrive, basically the same thing. I use those on a browser when I'm on a computer. And same goes for Hoopla. Okay. So I completely logged out of this so that I could show you what it looks like because this page is not super welcoming. So I'm going to do sign up. It is asking you for an email address. Sure. Sure. Now, this isn't going to be the one I actually use, but I'm just showing you how to go through our system and do it. So don't try to steal my identity or anything. It's not going to get you very far. Select our library. It'll ask you to put in your library card number, probably your PIN as well, and then sign me up. All right. Like I said, I do already have an account. So I'm going to log in. Oh. My password is bad. Oh well. So I am all logged in now. And the one thing I truly, truly love Hoopla for, sometimes, I mean, there are things that you can't find in Overdrive and are available from Hoopla. Here, does it help if you can see me a little bit? How about that? Okay, so the one thing I really, really love Hoopla for is comics. All right. So I have given a couple demonstrations, so I already have some checked out, but I'm going to go through anyway. So maybe this avatar one. All right. So it shows you all of the information, blah, blah, blah. Borrow. It'll tell you can have it for 21 days. You can download it to a phone or a tablet, or you can just read it in your browser if you're on a computer. So I do want to borrow it. That borrow button turned to read. All right, so I can push that button and it will get me up into the thing. All right, but let me show you the other way to get to it. Under My Hoopla, you can always, under My Hoopla, you can always go to currently borrowed. So these are the things I have checked out right now. This is my third time trying to film this demonstration, so 3 comics there are. All right, but you can always click on one and hit read, and it'll take you to the same thing. Now, you may have seen something very, very quickly as I moused over. The cool thing about comics in Hoopla is your mouse is a magnifying glass. So it really helps you get to where you need to be, or rather, see what you need to see. All right, which will help a little bit more on, pages with smaller things, right? But the really cool thing about Hoopla, you can mouse over, but I think that looks really, really weird. Like, it's great if it's hard to see something and you need to see it better, but that's no fun to read. So Hoopla has a cool thing where you can click and boom. It makes it so that the panel you're looking at is all you're looking at. All right. You can use these arrows to move to the next one, or I like to use my keyboard arrows, so that's what I'm doing that you can't see, to move to the next panel. All right. Now, if you ever want to see the whole page, you can still click and boom, it'll get you back. All right. So that's really nice. I love being able to see the panels. It'll still let you zoom in if you needed to, but that's the main reason that I tend to use Hoopla. Your menu is down here. So it does have the page list. You can still access details. If there are any settings that you want to see, so like you could see a magnifying glass instead, a couple different views, and that's where I exit as well. So that's why I love Hoopla. Back to our website. I'm now going to go down to quick find research databases. All right, so the next thing I'm going to show you isn't an app, it is a resource for finding information. All right, so I don't love how they organize all of this stuff. I never really know where what I'm looking for is going to be. So I tend to go to sort databases, data A to Z. That's where we put everything. I'm showing you Novelist, like you read a novel in a list, novel list, right? And we have two of them, K through 8 or just regular plus, but the K through 8 is actually great. It has a lot of teen stuff as well. Right? So this really does just help you find books. So I'm going to go over here to the left-hand side. We're looking for stuff for teens. And then it has a ton of lists, right? So maybe I am looking for some diversity. Let's see. Let's go Life on the Autism Spectrum. Let's see what they've got for us. My wheels are spinning up here. All right, so it gives you just kind of a interesting list of results of what they think you will like. There are also these popularity down at the bottom. I'm going to choose one and show you that the popularity is over here. Ooh, this one doesn't have everything that I'm looking for. How about you? There we go. That's better. So this popularity has been brought in from Goodreads. There's also the ability to rate the titles that you check out here. But I really like that it gives you a lot of information, like a character-driven storyline. These characters are going to learn things about themselves and grow. It's going to make you think. Well-crafted dialogue. That's fun. It gives the min and max grade level. That's not the only people who can read this, but that's where they think the interest is going to lie. It's got a 690 Lexile score, AR stuff down here. It gives a bunch of book reviews from major publications. And if you really like part of this, but it's not quite what you're looking for, like I really want to hear about different abilities, but maybe I'm not into like sisters, teenage girls, teenage romance. Maybe I really just want it to be about blended families. Let's see if that changes our results any. So boom, we get 4 that really hit that criteria. And actually, I've heard good things about this one. So if I go back to the front page, I can also see, let's look up Kristen Strong. Kristen Strong is a series. And it's got the dates when they were published. So I know that Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky comes first. Tristan Strong Destroys the World is second. And Kristen Strong Keeps Punching will come out in October. So it is still forthcoming. All right. Also, if you haven't read these, they're super, super fun. It does give all of those scores and everything that I mentioned. But the cool thing about Novelist is if you have a book that you really, really like say I love Tristan Strong, and you look up this book, it always gives you a list down the side of other books that you might enjoy that, you know, people who loved this have loved these. Right? So that's super, super helpful. Again, all of the book reviews, it's you can look and see where people are talking about it. So like it shows up on ALA Notable Books. It shows up on the Africana Book Awards. It shows up on Contemporary Fantasy. Like those are all great. All right. So that is Novelist. All right. Make myself, ooh, that's very big. Okay. That's okay. So I'm going to end by recommending a few books that you might like. All right. My first 2 fiction books are Enola Holmes in the Case of the Missing Marquess. This is the first book in the Enola Holmes series. Enola is supposed to be Sherlock Holmes' sister. Very mystery driven, very, quirky genius, problem solving, etc. Night Books is the story of a kid captured by a witch, and he has to tell her a spooky story every night so she doesn't eat him, I think. Both of these have Netflix adaptations now, so they have really great tie-ins. Night Books isn't quite out yet, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see Night Books. All right. I have a Marvel comic that you might not have heard of. This is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Moon Girl is a super genius nerd child, and she has a time traveling dinosaur that decided it was hers. So, of course, wacky hijinks. I think some of this book takes place in like caveman world. Who knows? It's Marvel. They do the weirdest stuff, but people are sleeping on Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, and they just shouldn't be. Para Northern and the Chaos Bunny, a hop calypse. This is a brand new graphic novel. Witches are really popular right now. So our main character is a witch. There's a werewolf, a ghost, a pumpkin head. They open a portal accidentally. There are bunnies with nefarious intentions. It's all real fun, sweet. The world doesn't end, I guess. Baba Yaga's assistant. This is my other nod to how popular witches are right now, but I love Baba Yaga. So she's a Russian folk tale. You know, she's like their boogeyman. Like, if you don't do this, Baba Yaga will come get you. She lives in a house that walks around on chicken feet. She flies around in a mortar and pestle, which is that thing that you use to like grind herbs, you know. Let me see if I can find it. There she is in her mortar and pestle. And she's just got a horrible face. So I love her a lot. This was a great read. I'm very pleased that I read it. My last two books that I'm going to recommend to you are nonfiction. So last year, this book took the world by storm. It is based off of an adult book written by Dr. Ibram X. Kendi called Stamped from the Beginning. This took that adult book and remixed it so that it makes more sense to teen readers. Like, it didn't dumb it down at all. It's just a less dry history based book. But this is called Stamped: Racism, Anti-Racism, and You. It is amazing. It changed the way I think about a lot of things, like just how our country came to be and all of the stuff that was playing against each other when we were making our laws and just making the way our country works. It all has a lot to do with race. So I really enjoyed that book. And the last book that I have to share is a book of short stories, which I love because I have virtually no attention span. And this one is all about bodies. This is called Body Talk. 37 Voices Explore Our Radical Anatomy. All right, this is edited by Kelly Jensen, and it's really great. It's got athletes like Aly Raisman. It's got actors, Tyra Banks, you know. It's got internet personalities like Shane Burkaw, who lives his life in a wheelchair, suffering from a degenerative disease. All of these stories in here talk about the way that our container influences our life and our choices and just how we live. So it's inescapable. Everybody has some sort of body, and it's a lot of our life dealing with that body. So I really loved this book. If you need a better way to think about the vessel you are in, this is a good place to start. So again, I am Miss Caitlin. I am going to be your teen librarian this year. I am so excited to run your book clubs and visit you guys and teach you how to use our databases and everything. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, email me, call me at the branch, however you'd like to do it. Ask your teachers to contact me. I'm happy to do that too. All right. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for listening.